I figured I'm just going to share the progress right now. First, before I go even into anything, I want to show you something. I just was on TikTok and I saw an ad. This ad was slightly different than other ads that I've seen on TikTok. And it's very, very relevant because it's connecting to a few things that happened in here today, and I think I need to talk about that as well. This is gonna be a lot, and maybe it's gonna blow a few minds. But if you're not Scandinavian speaking, this will not affect you as much as it will when I explain to you what this is. So, to those who don't speak the language of Sweden, she's literally saying, "Take me hard. I want you now. And I want you to take me again and again and again." Basically, paraphrasing. There are a few things in there that I might not have remembered verbally, or verbatim. But this is an ad. So it's AI, of course, both the woman and the music. But this type of things, these types of things are taking off hard. No pun intended. Because we have, in this very location, tested the last few months a few things that has blown my mind. My business partner started to create music after we talked about what was possible with Suno and different things. And he is of a different caliber when it comes to music than I am. So when I made the Legacy song and stuff a few years ago, it wasn't to any degree at the point where it is right now, what the capabilities within AI music generation. And my business partner goes really into the lyrics and basically gives it the tonality, the how to pronounce the sound. So the songs are now playing in dialect. That shocked me. That shocked me hard because I was listening to an AI generated song that was about the stuff that we talked about, and it was sung in a dialect, and I was like, fuck. I might think more of these things than most people. Many people will see that and think like, wow, that's cool. Wow. And I'm like, it's getting smarter. Because we're using AI in ways that many people seem to not. And this is just based on exploring and explaining and experiencing. Because we've been having a lot of conversations with people that are supposed to, in quotation marks, use AI. This could be business owners or people that would have a very, very, very high probability of using AI in any fashion in their work. But today, there are still a lot of people not using AI. That's not the point. Point is, we use it differently. And I'm developing things with AI. Like, I'm using AI to fill the gaps of where I'm not stretching, where I'm not capable. It's like having a self-hammering hammer if you're a carpenter. I would imagine that would be quite the thing, you know? But now that we have played a little bit, we have a verified Spotify artist who is now climbing the national rankings with the songs that was created in AI. And that's just one of the things. I wanted to share that because, that's an ad. And this is only going to escalate. And the fact that it is allowed on the platform where so many kids and young adults are now hanging, that worries me a little bit because it seems like everything is being tuned to the whole superficiality and surface level way of thinking and that boxed way of living, it seems. Sometimes, to be completely honest, I get tired of always seeing these things and always talking about these things. I would rather just chill. But the fact of the matter is also that we are now officially quite far into a completely new way of living as people in general. You know, we have things collapsing all over the place and people feeling the consequences of that. We have people completely ignorant, and that's up to them. And then we have people who are trying to make the best of everyday life with what they've been given. And then we have those people who want to do something. And then the more they want to do that, or the more they go into the actual pursuit of doing such a thing, they learn things and they see things and they experience things and they can't really go back. That's a blessing and a curse. Because when you change, when you see something new, when you experience something that kind of challenges or expands on your previous worldviews, you can't go back. It's like neurologically impossible to ungrow neurons in your brain. There is a concept called neuroplasticity, which changed my life. Well, two. Neurogenesis and neuroplasticity. I've said this so many times. So you can change things in your brain, but you can never unsee or unlearn what you have seen and learned. You can never unexperience something. You can't remember what it was like to not know what you know today. So with AI, that just escalates dramatically. And you can do so many things. You can do anything. Currently, my computers are full of, like, all the screens around me are full of code, and I am not a programmer. But I've been using AI and getting to see things that I didn't before, and I can then create things I couldn't before. So it kind of opens a whole fuck ton of windows and doors and fucking huge gates and tsunamis. Like, it goes fast, and that's the thing. I see this also as a bad thing because it's going too fast. You can't trust shit that is going on social media these days. That's just fucking, you don't. And with the things that are now happening because they're implementing these things, you have no idea what's going to come. 2 days ago, my age on Instagram and Facebook, like just Meta, those people who owns Facebook and stuff, my age was reset to January 1st, 1970. And I was like, why? Why did you do that all of a sudden? But it's because things are changing. Things are not making sense. There are now programs going into programs trying to program and trying to optimize and always aim for some goal. And today, sadly, that goal is profit. And you can tell all over the place. I mean, have you ever shopped on Temu? Have you ever checked out the interface on Temu? How many times have you been served a fucking competition that you win? Seriously? Okay. Example. I had to fucking download that app yesterday because I wanted to see something. I wanted to see NFC cards. But I couldn't without the app. I was like, okay, that's smart. God damn bastards, that's smart. So I go in, I download the app, and I come into it. And then there is this 3 options. Pick one and you will get a freaking reward. And I pick one. Oops, missed it. Try again. I was like, all right, wow, this is like a 50-50 chance. I click again and oops, you missed it again. Try again. So now I have like 100% chance of hitting the right egg, right? And I hit it and I get this coupon. And this coupon says that if I buy for this amount of money, then I will have this benefit and all these things will be free and blah, 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 blah. I was like, God damn, it's been like 3 minutes. I've been here trying to gamble something that I don't really want, and I only want to see what these NFC cards have to offer. But you know, if you really think about that, if you really see what Temu is, most of you who are seeing this video now have something that you've bought from Temu. Everything. I think everyone on planet Earth by now have probably bought something from Temu. If you're not conscious and don't feed the wolf, the machine, just don't be part of the problem, because there are a few of those as well. People who just don't buy processed shit, or who just avoid all those fucking laws and norms and guidelines and stuff set by this whole thing. Those who goes against the narrative. I've met a few of those. and I'm fucking proud. Some of them have not even seen Game of Thrones, and by that time, you have to be impressed, you know? No Temu, no Game of Thrones. They're good people. But everyone needs to also think like that. Or there's just going to be this whole division, as we see right now. A huge campaign of divide and conquer. Like, if you're not this, then you're that. And if you're that, you're against that. And if you're in this box, that box, do not go into that box. Blah, blah, blah. All the boxes and labels and fucking things. Left and right and dark and light. Ugh, that rhymed. I could have made my job a lot easier. I could have made an AI fucking thing just go on. But I don't. That's my way of trying to not feed into the machine. I'm trying to create things. I'm still trying to use my brain, think critically, say things from my soul, and try to just be human. And try to keep it as natural as I possibly can, he says while sipping a mango loco. Full of poison and shit. We all have our problems. Sure, but there are ways to kind of stay in your lane and stay human. I think we also need to talk about that. What do you mean about that, Tor? What do you mean about staying human? Have you ever used ChatGPT? If you have, do you find it useful? If you did, have you come to the point where you're now asking ChatGPT about everything so you can't do anything if you have not gotten the conclusion or the suggestion or whatever from ChatGPT? Because I have seen how that could play out. There is currently a few people around me who use ChatGPT a lot. Some of them use them to uncover new fucking hidden insights in human psyche and the consciousness of it all. Like, they're discovering things with ChatGPT. If you want to know the things that are being discovered, you should probably join the Discord server, which is probably linked down below somewhere. But there are also others who use ChatGPT for everything. So, I want to fight the government. Write me this letter because I want this. And they do that. Or, have an idea. Make me a movie. And then just like, instead of being clear and critical and just know what you want, what the goal is, they will use ChatGPT as kind of like an echo chamber. And some people have said that, who needs anyone these days? You have ChatGPT. That scares the living shit out of me because ChatGPT is still a baby. And my babies are growing up in this world. And in not that many years, ChatGPT is going to be completely different than what it is right now. And if it has a hold now, what in the world can we expect in just a few months? Not to mention years. Fuck, not even think about a decade. It's energetically laden for me because there's so much. And I try to stay neutral. I try to stay like, not scared, not too over optimistic, or not too pro, not too against. And I'm not sure if I'm the only one who feels this overwhelming sensation of calm, almost, but it's chaotic. It's like a chaotic fucking stillness. Because everything is possible, and if you are kind of going towards something and it's big, and you start to see all the paths leading to that, because of these tools, because of what we can do today, because of new discoveries in fucking bonfires, tends to be overwhelming. I was not supposed to talk about all these things. Honestly, I put on the camera because I was going to just have some B-roll of me trying to figure out how this fucking program is going to actually work, because ChatGPT, or GPT-5, is retarded. So I'm also very much enjoying to see that we're not quite at the place where we should really worry, but we should worry. Because I have already been able to create things that I could not even imagine that I could create just a few weeks ago. It looks like I'm a developer. And then it got me thinking, am I? A holistic developer. Because this is truly holistic then. It's not just in health, and it's not just in spirituality and those things, the personal development and all that stuff. It's also digitally developing things. Truly holistic. I call it digital development. No, I should not breathe life into that. I have a tendency to go all in. If I create something, and if, as I mentioned, the paths, if you have many paths to that goal, if I create something and that creates a whole bunch of paths, all of a sudden there's a lot of different things being created, like 𝗟𝐴𝐶, like 𝗦𝘂𝗽𝗏𝗏, like digital, like all these different things. Saga, Ragnarok, Epic, Essence, Anvil, Ember Forge, and Exalted Hammer. All these things were just different tweaks on that path. That makes it fun as well, because then, you know, as at some point you're going to see that shit, you can create anything, because look at what you've already created. Instead of wishing that you can't create something, you're actually looking back at what you created and then knowing that, shit, this was just a side effect trying to create something epic. And then just, you know, it evolves. It evolves all the time. All of a sudden, it's just endless possibilities at all times. And you have to kind of just sit back, peace and quiet for a few days, away from the city, I found is very helpful. And then just plot the course. Everything else seems to just work out automatically, almost. Like it's a flow, it's a calling, it's a... I don't know what it is. It is something, and I've been talking about this in several videos that I still haven't put together, but it's identifying that sensation and then being calm in the chaos, which I've also seen helps a lot, because back in the day, my life would probably be in shambles right now, but for some reason, I learned from past mistakes, and I could use that experience and those insights to kind of educate my choices as I went forward. And so now, even though there has been more shifts, bigger shifts, more development, more movement throughout the year than any other year before it, it has been done in silence mostly, and just things going the natural order instead of trying to force something to happen. Does that make sense? I guess it does for some people, because I've talked to enough of you to know that I'm not the only one feeling like this. But I won't take much more of your time. Thank you for listening to my face. If you like what we do, I have also been, you know, struggling with the fact that many people can't separate me from what we've created, the Legacy Forge. And many people come into the Legacy Forge and they get all these resources. Some people just become millionaires. Others become parents. Some people become free. Some people, they achieve what the fuck they set out to do, right? And when they do, they kind of pop out. And then they keep me as like this confidant almost that they can brag to. But they completely lose sight of the fact that the Legacy Forge got them to where they are. And they just, when they reach the success, they kind of just block the door on the server. And they just did not communicate or continue to connect with the people who were in the server. Like the friends, the fucking tribe members. The people that got them to where they are. I've been struggling with that lately, because it seems like many people who have been in the Legacy Forge for a long time cannot see what they're part of. So I need to be very clear when talking about the things that I'm trying to spread, because trying to share that actual entrance so people can figure out if they want the same thing. It's interesting. We have so many people coming in, and then all these different individual journeys happening from there. And then some people stay there for a long time. I got kind of tired doing this. Some people stay for a long time. And during that time, they will actually try to create new things that is almost like a replica of the Legacy Forge. This has happened 3 times now, so it's valid. I can now start talking about the things that I've seen and the patterns. And I wonder, why don't you see that what you're trying to create is a direct thing of what you are already a part of? It's like, why create a new store when you're currently safely welcomed to not just be a customer in a store that has products on the shelves and are already running, but you can actually be part of the thing, the team, the tribe, the whatever that is running the store. So you're part of the store. Then I figured, shit, if everyone is part of the store, how the fuck are we going to eat? Because the store is also a business. So that's kind of what I've been doing. I'm creating passes, not just passes. I'm creating keys that has been linked to an app that I also created that is linked to other places. So that this one key that everyone has in their pocket, that be this actually, it could be one of these that holds a progress and access to relevant places. Like a multi-dimensional key. That's what I'm creating. And I'm trying to make it work with the whole tapping system on the phone. Because today you can just beep. Blew my mind. I didn't learn about this until like a few months ago. And I saw people taking their phone and they're tapping this terminal. And I'm like, did you just pay without the card? He's like, yes. And of course I was hooked. I was like, how? Well, there's this button saying NFC. Like, is that what that is? And then I got into it. And then, you know, with the whole NFTs and all the things that are possible today, you can create NFTs, right? Just have that in mind. And you can have different chips and keys. And you can have business cards, and you can have websites, and you can have apps, and you can have all these things. But it's too much. It's too much. So I figured there has to be a way to combine all these things in one epic way. That's where I'm at. And if this works, which it seems to be already, I'm adding things to the thing that has already been existing for fucking years, right? That's my problem. Every year I just add to the thing, so it's becoming bigger, but it's also becoming simpler to understand. In the end, I simply want a pendant that has all the things. This pendant is a unique pendant with a unique connection to the NFT, which is like the digital version of that. But an NFT has something called a smart contract. In there, you can have anything you want, like access, like different things that you can put in there, which I am now creating to put into these keys. So then you have taken the digital complexity of everything into the natural to be able to actually just be by a fire, and also having access to all the resources and everything that one needs right there on your body all the time. With systems that actually work so that you can enjoy that freedom ethically without just creating some bullshit product and just pushing out automated AI-generated content, but actual things that you create, that you can put out there in front of the world and add to the world through a pendant. I can promise you that there has been a lot of nights, a lot of thoughts, a lot of things, a lot of failures, a lot of spaghettis on the walls, but god damn, there is movement. I have already shared way more than what I feel comfortable of sharing, but I figured I wanted to rant. I needed to just empty some thoughts. We are also creating a physical round table. Very, 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 very similar to the core, the round table that we used in the past, the digital version. This version is physical, and this is inside of a vault, behind a few closed secret doors, in a company, like in the company of people that I can actually expand your consciousness, like people that can be sparring partners in your business or in spirituality or whatever have you, people who are experienced in what you're trying to do or what you're doing, so that you can actually have people on the same wavelength, sharing and sparring in a way that you have never seen before, because now we're taking everything that we've learned on the journey as well and combining that into one potent fucking... We're going to figure out what that will be called. But a lot is happening, and I'm happy because it has taken years for us to get here, so I guess we're just going to continue to surf that wave that we're currently on and then take everything as it comes, minute by minute. I should definitely stop living minute by minute, but it's been an interesting ride. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Take care of your family. If you want to be part of any of this, it always starts in the Discord server. That's going to be one of my principles. Either in the Discord server, in the Discord server. And then from there, you can find your ways into the different other places. But that link is probably underneath this video or at thelegacyforge.com/discord. And if not, there's going to probably be a way for you to ask for that link if you actually want to be part of that Discord server. So if you want to, just know that you're going to be tested every step of the way. You're going to come in there and think that this is empty. What the hell? It's empty because you haven't clicked the button that is instructed to click for access to more levels. And from there are all these other levels. So you're going to see what you see depending on what you want, depending on what you seek, depending on how interested you are. If you want a adventure that's going to change life, then it's just one click away when you've gotten into the Discord server, because everything is laid out very clearly. And I'm starting to see that it's fucking immense. So I just have to tweak and make it easier. thelegacyforge.com/discord. Some of my closest friends and family have never seen this inside of what I've actually been doing. My life's work, as it were. They've been critiquing what they've seen on the surface, but they've never seen what this actually is. But now, as we have international guests and we have all these experiences and everything that we have caught on tape, shit. I'm not going to be shy about this anymore, so let's see where it goes. I think that the next few months, weeks, days, and minutes is going to be very fucking interesting. If they have any resemblance of what we've already experienced so far.